Hi, I'm Sophie.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Mashayla.
Hi, I'm Jasmyn.
Today we're going to be talking about the study that we replicated and we named it Dollars to Dopamine. The original study it's based on is Wealth and Happiness Across the World by Diener, Ing, Harder, and Aurora. Basically, this study introduces the topic of whether access to money and different material objects can show a positive correlation with happiness. We replicated this study to answer the question, do money and happiness correlate? Researchers in one study addressed whether money increases happiness and found that an increase of money in lower income households creates more positive feelings. Whereas in another research study, researchers found that there was no correlation between economic growth and increased happiness levels due to income inequality. We believe that money and happiness will have a positive correlation. With the more money and access to material objects an individual has, the higher their happiness levels will be. Replication is crucial because it will help make the original data more reliable and remove any biases that may have occurred during the original study.
As for our methods during our Dollars to Dopamine study, we asked 37 Psychology 101 Brevard College students to answer to the best of their ability a set of 24 questions. Through call checks, the students were given no more than 15 minutes to answer questions regarding their satisfaction and emotional state with life in previous days and months, how they viewed their placement in life overall, and questions on their current income. We also asked about their access to luxury conveniences like computers and internet access at home. These questions look like, are you satisfied with your standard of living, all the things you want to buy or want to do? Does your family household have access to the internet? And have there been times in the past 12 months when you did not have enough money to buy food that you or your family needed? All participants were allowed to opt out at any given time and were informed that their information will be kept confidential.
Because Dollars to Dopamine was investigating the relationship between income or family income and well being, which is what we considered wealth, we were looking at the Pearson coefficient or the R value as you see it on our poster. With multiple variables. So we didn't find anything significant, although when we looked specifically at the well-being and income, we saw that the Pearson coefficient was a positive weak correlation. So it was appearing as 0.335, which just tells us that it's a weak and positive. And then the p-value, which tells us the significance or the statistical significance of it, was about 0.661. So this tells us that it wasn't really statistical significance. It's like up to chance. There wasn't really any effect. So we also found when we looked, the only significant thing like correlation that we found was food insecurity and positive feelings. It was a strong negative correlation with the Pearson coefficient as negative 0.394, and the significance, the p-value was less than 0.001, which basically says this is highly significant, this is highly realistic. And it basically says, the greater food insecurity someone has, the fewer positive feelings they'll have. You can see in the middle chart where I'm talking about the R value and the P value between well-being and income. And then you can see at the top graph, the small trend that goes along in our scatter plot that shows the correlation between income and well-being. You can kind of tell that there's a positive, but you can't really see that there's much correlation. But when you look at the bottom graph, you can tell across the top row there that there isn't any significant correlation in income in any of the variables seen. You can tell that there's a wide range of them, but there's not significant. Although if you go to the fourth column, which is labeled food insecurity, and go to the bottom row with the food, not the food, sorry, the positive feelings, you can see where I was talking about the p-value and the coefficient.
During our study, we addressed several questions focusing on how participants felt the day prior as well as they were satisfied in other areas of their life. While our study did not replicate the main findings in our original study, we found a significant negative correlation between food insecurities and positive feelings, indicating that people experiencing food insecurities report fewer positive emotions. We believe our study did not replicate because participants were unaware of how much their family income was or was not completely truthful. With further testing and a bigger sample size, we believe our study can replicate to show that income does have an impact on a person's well-being.
Lastly, we would like to thank you all for your attentiveness. We wish you the best. Thank you.